On the 5th row of the grid, we've got Rupa Markkanen in kart 340, one of the Markkanen twins. He's supported and run by MPT Racing. And 10th on the grid is Jessica Batman for Strawberry Racing, who is being watched and supported online by her friends, including Sabrina Formal, who's watching her and watching Andreas and wishing them all the best from out in Florida at the moment. And then on the 6th row of the grid, we've got Nicola Pico, who was on the podium in the final round of the Euro Challenge in France, the only round of the series that he did. The French driver's qualified 11th on the grid here. He's in kart 262. 12th on the grid is number 330, Adam Glier, who was disqualified, black flagged from the warm-up session. So it was actually a driving infringement, I'm told, that was the reason that he got black flagged from the warm-up. So Adam, anyway, was very quick in that session before that happened and set at one point the 3rd fastest time in the session. So Adam, the AIM Motorsport driver, starts 12th on the grid. That's the top 6 rows. On row 7, we've got Josh White and Cameron Brown. Now, Josh White, number 336, has come back to karting after more than a year away, having won a scholarship to race in Ginettas, which he was doing. But he was a very successful junior racer, 4th in the Euro Challenge in 2012 as a junior, coming in for his first weekend as a senior racer now, and 13th on the grid. But I think he's quicker than 13th on the grid, and I think he might well be a driver to come through to push forward in this race. 14th on the grid, another British driver for AIM Motorsport, and AIM have Cameron Brown 14th on the grid. So that's the 7th row. On row 8, Glenn Rupp, number 343, and Maxim Kim, number 342 from Germany and Russia respectively. On row 9, Lucas Bartoszuk and Jakub Sandor. On row 10, Jack Bartholomew and Luke Varley, former world champion. On row 11, Julian Falchero and Xavier Pozzoli. Xavier is very quick this weekend, but hasn't had much luck, and he keeps setting very quick times in practice sessions and warm-up sessions, so we'll see what he can do from 22nd on the grid, the French driver. On row 12, Abdullah Arohawi and Lucas Blaskowski. Row 13, Jeremy Lesoudier and Rio Haruka. And then on row 14, Vincent Fraise and Philippe Valenza. On row 15, Josh Price and Julien Fongwiji. Josh Price 4th in the junior championship this year in the Euro Challenge, with work to do from 29th on the grid. On row 16, we've then got Rhys Mallion and Josh Collins. So that's the 32 drivers lined up. You can see them starting to be bunched up now at the end of this second green flag formation lap as they make their way towards turn 8 now, the left-hand up, the penultimate corner of the lap. Ed Brand in the dark coloured kart suit on pole position in kart 202. They're almost at a stop now, literally almost stopping there as they go into turn 9 now. Max Aitken, the green and white race suit, the green helmet, is in 2nd position. Connor Jupp in the red and white colour scheme is 3rd on the grid. And then Jordan Chamberlain with the blue race suit and the orange and yellow, predominantly orange and yellow helmet, is there, 4th on the grid. Here's the view then from the starting gantry. The left of your picture in the dark colour scheme is Ed Brand, and through they come, and it's a clean start, is it? No, it's not. It's going to be a full start. So a full start there. Thomas Lehner, the starter, is not happy with the way they were bunched up, so he's sending them round again. So Thomas, who stood on top of the gantry, which is where you get the camera shot from, he's just almost on top of the camera, if you like. Gets a good view, a perfect view of how they're lined up, and he sent them back around. So another trip of this 1.7 kilometre circuit, another chance for the drivers to just focus the brains and get their heads into gear. Ed Brand, who has twice been on the podium in the grand finals, which is what they're trying. A lot of the drivers are here trying to qualify for that now. He didn't get an automatic place this year because he didn't finish in the top 3 in the Euro Challenge. So he's trying his best to get through. Another good luck message, or a well done message, coming through from another very good kart racer, Matthew Hayden. Matt has been watching online all weekend, and if you're listening, Jack McCarthy, Matt Hayden, your mate back home in the UK, says well done on that, Jack. Great drive, and he's wishing you all the best of luck for the final. Jack McCarthy's just finished 2nd in the juniors. Hopefully get to chat to Jack on the grid when we do the grid walks for the 3 finals coming up this afternoon. So we have them building up, ready for this senior pre-final, a 12-lap race. Ed Brand, vastly experienced, looking to finish in the top 2 this weekend to gain an invitation to the grand finals over in New Orleans next month. Had a chance of finishing in the top 3, had an outside chance of winning the championship the Euro Challenge going into the final round. He gave it everything, but it didn't quite work out for him, and he finished 5th in the championship this year. Not a big fan, as I said to you this morning, of this circuit, really. It's not his favourite track, but he's been going very, very well indeed. So, Ed Brand leading them round from the pole position. He's left of your screen if you're watching online. This time it is a clean start. Right alongside him is Max Aitken trying to hang on around the outside, but Connor Jupp's got up the inside of him, and Jose Pedro Ferreira has gone through as well into 3rd place. Max Aitken down to 4th. Ed Brand leading them through the second turn for the first time. There's a bit of bumping and boring, as there always is at that corner at the start of a race, but this time everybody gets through. Nobody goes on the grass, and the rest of the field now making their way out through that right-hand hairpin at turn 3 into this swooping left-hander at turn 4. Ed Brand leading the way. Connor Jupp in 2nd position. In 3rd place, Jose Pedro Ferreira. Max Aitken is leading the next group of karts in 4th place. And I think behind him, it looks like Jay Najjar has come through to 5th. Jordan Chamberlain in 6th. And Oliver Myers is there in 7th place as they make their way out of turn 6 up towards the double right-hander at turn 7. And then into the S-bend section at the end of the lap. Through they come then towards the end of lap number 1. Ed Brand with the perfect start from pole position leading the way. Connor Jupp did what you always want to do from 3rd on the grid. He tucked right onto the rear bumper of the pole driver, closed out the gap, and didn't allow any room for Max Aitken, who was 2nd on the grid, to get back across to the racing line. That's why Max has slipped back out of the top 3 down to 4th place at the end of the first lap. The order as I gave it to you then. It's all squashing up there on the way through turn 2. Ed Brand coming under attack now from Connor Jupp, who gets through. Connor Jupp into the lead of the race at turn 2. Ed Brand down to 2nd, and there's contact there from 3rd place going off the road at the right-hander at turn 3. And I think it's Ferrer that's gone off the road. Wait and see when they come back around. Let's have a look. Jupp, then Brand coming through next. And then Jay Najjar, yes, up into 3rd place. I think it's Ferrer that went off the road. Contact there in that squabble for 3rd place. Chamberlain and Myers picking up places. Where's Max Aitken gone? He's gone down the order. I think he delayed quite heavily in all of that. Max is out of the top 15, I reckon. He's way down the order. So drama down there at the start of the lap. And one kart pulls off the circuit. Just looking who it is. 3-4-1. Faria thought it was. So the Portuguese driver battered off at the hairpin, can't get the kart started now, so a real shame. It means that Jose Pedro Ferreira is going to have to start at the back of the field. Connor Jupp leading from Ed Brand. Ed Brand right on his case, though, as they go into turn 2. There's Connor Jupp just flashing through shots. No, it's not. Connor Jupp just about 0.06 of a second in the lead from Ed Brand as they started the lap. Less than that now, almost, as they come back into turn 4. Jordan Chamberlain has come up to 3rd. He's just been bumped back down to 4th place. Oliver Myers has got ahead of him. So Myers up to 3rd, Chamberlain 4th, Jay Najjar 5th, Nicola Pico in 6th place. Josh White has come up to 7th, Adam Glear up to 8th. Luke Varley's had a very strong start to this race from 20th on the grid. He's up to 9th place. So Luke Varley, 11 places gained already. And then rounding out the top 10 positions, we've got the Finnish driver Rupa Markkanen as we come up towards the end of lap number 3 then with Connor Jupp just ahead of Ed Brand. Through they go into the right-hander at turn 9. They're a best part of a second clear of 3rd now. That's really sorted them out. It really split up the group, that incident down at turn 3. Ed Brand's picking up the toe, but he can't find a way through into turn number 1. Oliver Myers in 4th place, trying to get 3rd place away from Jordan Chamberlain at the same time. Through into turn 2 they come, but there's nobody diving up the inside. There's no change of position. Up at turn 3, which is another overtaking opportunity, no change there. So it's Jupp from Brand, then 1.1 seconds back. You got this squabble over 3rd place between Jordan Chamberlain and Oliver Myers. He's swarming all over the back of him, trying to nip at his heels, trying to find a way through, but also aware that the driver who finished 3rd in the Junior Championship this year, Jay Najjar, is right behind him. So if Oliver goes for it, he's going to have to go for it properly and pick off the move. He can't afford to dither. He can't afford half a move, because the second he steps off the line, Jay Najjar is going to be in there taking his 4th place away from him. So he's got to pick his moment, and he's got to be decisive when he goes for the move, and if he can get the opportunity to go for the move. But he is up against the former European champion in Jordan Chamberlain, who seems to be getting quicker and quicker as the weekend heads towards its climax. Coming up towards the end of lap number 4, Connor Jupp still leading the race. Little tap on the rear bumper from Ed Brand as he gets sucked into the toe. Just a gentle nudge, just a gentle reminder that Ed's still behind you, as if he didn't know, coming out through turn 2. Now on that lap, the top 2 did 64.4 second laps. the group behind were about 4/10 quicker. So as you can see on the screen, no longer is there a big gap from second to third. It's coming down all the time. And Jordan Chamberlain, Oliver Myers and Jane Dejar are beginning to catch them up. With the bright green helmet, you've got Nicola Pico in 6th place, Adam Glear 7th, Luke Varley 8th. Look at Spartasuk is up to 9th place, Josh White down into 10th position at the moment. Josh Price has made some progress in this race. From 29th on the grid, he's up to 17th. So he's started to come forwards quite nicely. And if he can get somewhere near the top 10 or 12, I'll be pretty pleased with that, I think, going into the final. Still, we have the top 2 tied together, but being caught by this next group of karts in 3rd, 4th and 5th positions. Coming out through turn 9, onto the start-finish straight. There are the top 2. Connor Jupp just ahead of Ed Brand, who's pulling out of the slipstream now and going for it into turn 1. He gets the lead of the race. So Ed Brand's slipstream's passed. There's really nothing that Connor Jupp can do about it, except let him go, not fight too hard, and try and get him back somewhere later around the lap. But now Connor Jupp will hear the sound of 125cc screaming engines in his eardrums, because he's got 3 karts right behind him now. The top 5 are almost as one. And if it goes on like this any longer, I think we're going to have 8 karts in that lead group, because the next group of 3, being led by Nicola Pico, are even slightly quicker than those ahead. So it's all bunching up here as we go into towards the second half of the race. Ed Brand, Connor Jupp the top 2, Chamberlain in 3rd. Myers still there, shadowing him in 4th place. I think happy to sit behind Jordan Chamberlain, because he knows that they're working together. They're catching the lead duo up. So Oliver Myers playing a patient game here and doing a good job. The top 5 are now basically together as they come into turn 9, coming up towards the end of lap number 6. So this is halfway into the race. 6 down, 6 to go. Ed Brand just stretching his legs here, pulling out a couple of tenths of a second, but as he said, they then pick up his slipstream, and Connor Jupp and Jordan Chamberlain come up the inside of him on the way into turn 2. Through they go. Trying to get past him as well is Oliver Myers, and I think he's done it. So Ed Brand, 1st to 4th. That's why he doesn't like this track. He can lead the race, and they just queue up behind you, and there's nothing he can do as they slipstream past. He was 2 tenths clear as he went over the start-finish line, and you can't do anything wrong really at turn 1. You're flat out through there. So flat out through there. And even then, they pick up his toe, and he's demolished down to 4th place. Jane Ajar is in 5th position. In 6th place now is Adam Glear. In 7th place is Luke Varley. So Luke Varley's moving up the order. Pico been pushed back to 8th. Bartosuk is 9th. Josh White in 10th. Markinen is 11th. Bartholomew is 12th. Aitken is down in 13th place, Max Aitken, starting on the front row of the grid. But his lap times are certainly comparable with those ahead. So it looks like the kart's working okay. But he's got a big gap to try and close on the next group of karts now, if he's to get any further up the order, as Connor Jupp comes under fire from Jordan Chamberlain. They go side by side over the start line. It's Chamberlain that gets to the corner first, and now goes for the lead of the race, and Jordan Chamberlain into the lead at turn 2. Through he goes. Connor Jupp is stuck on the outside line, and Connor goes from 1st to 5th, or 2nd to 5th. So look, they're all together, 7 of them battling as they go through the right-hander at turn 3. Chamberlain taking his turn at the lead of the race. Oliver Myers has followed him through to 2nd. Ed Brand is there in 3rd. Dana Jar is his highest place in the race so far. He's there in 4th place now, I reckon. Pico's just behind in 5th position. So Pico's gained 2 or 3 places within the last lap, and now he's alongside Jane Dejar as they come out of turn 6, but he's on the outside line. He can't get through. He leaves the door open, and Connor Jupp picks up the place going into turn 7. Chamberlain still leading the way. Oliver Myers in 2nd position. Not sure if Jordan Chamberlain has led a race so far this weekend. He's been up as high as 2nd at the starts of races. I'm not sure he's actually led one yet for a full lap, but here he is, when it matters, at the head of the pack. Incredibly quick driver. The Welshman holding on to the lead of the race from Myers. 0.5 tenth of a second is all that covers them. There are 4 laps to go. Into turn 2 they come. Look at them fanning out, but it's the blue colour scheme of Jordan Chamberlain that you can see on screen continuing to lead the race. He's got an almighty queue formed up behind him, though. The top, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 karts in that lead group all together, basically. Very few gaps in between any of them. Connor Jupp trying to fight his way back into this top 3 here. He's in 4th place. Getting back onto the tail of Ed Brand in 3rd. Myers is 2nd. Jordan Chamberlain still leads the way. Coming out through turn 6. 1 or 2 trying to find a line, but no way through yet. Not too many changes of position into turn 7. I haven't seen too many moves there. It's over the farthest point of the circuit. and they make their way through the left-hander at turn 8. There's going to be 3 laps to go at the end of this one. Got Josh White and Luke Varley moving up the order. Varley's up to 7th and White's up to 8th now in amongst this lead group. Pointing forwards is Connor Jupp. He's gone through to 2nd place now. Oliver Myers has gone through to 2nd place now, and Oliver's pointing forwards at Jordan Chamberlain. Stop looking behind you, he says. Just let's keep going forward, because I've got Ed Brand on my tail and I don't really want him to come past me. So Jordan Chamberlain gesticulating there. I think it's to Jordan Chamberlain ahead that he was pointing forward. Stop looking over your shoulder, he says. Get on with it. I've got Ed Brand right behind me. If I give him half a chance, he'll be through. Connor Jupp's in the similar position in 4th place. So no changes yet. 3 laps to go, less than 3 laps to go. 2.5 laps to go as they go now into the left-hander at turn 6. Chamberlain and Myers still the top 2. Brandon Jupp, and then a bit of jostling going on for 5th place. Could have been a change of position there, I reckon, as well. Pico slipped back a bit. Josh White looks like he's up into the top 6 now, having a very, very good run indeed from outside the top 10. Josh White started this race down in 13th position, going very well in the number 336 kart. Coming out of turn 9, ready to start the penultimate lap of the race. 10 laps down, the blue colour scheme. Number 335, Jordan Chamberlain leads. The yellow helmet, the red and white suit, Oliver Myers. Number 270 is 2nd. Ed Brand, number 202, the dark colour scheme. The intrepid driver, 3rd. In 4th place, the red and whites of 266, Connor Jupp. And in 5th position, it is still Nicola Pico in 5th place. Varley is up to 6th, White 7th, Clear 8th, Bottasuk 9th. Max Aitken up to 10th place now. So Max Aitken just getting onto the tail of this lead group. He's getting in the fight, and he's in a position to pick up some more places here. He's in 9th place, so he's gained another one at the start of the lap. So Max Aitken up into 9th position. A good comeback this from the driver that started on the front row of the grid. He's still got another lap and a half as well. He could theoretically get up into the top 6 here. He's about to try and power around the outside of another one coming out into turn 7, but he can't find a way through there. His next target is to try and get ahead of Adam Gleer in the 330 kart. Leaders coming through then, and a change as Oliver Myers just makes a slight mistake there coming through turn 8, and Ed Brand nips up the inside of him and goes to 2nd place. So starting the last lap, it's going to be Jordan Chamberlain with a couple of lengths advantage over Ed Brand. Then right on his tail, you got Myers and Jupp all touching each other, bumper to bumper as they go down the straight into turn 2. They now go. Everybody looks up the inside. Nobody makes a move. Jordan Chamberlain has been reeled in though. Ed Brand is on his case. Yellow flags over in the distance. Somebody further down the order has gone off, but the race leaders, no problems, make their way through. Max Aitken up, I think, into 8th place now. He's picked another one up. 6th, 7th, 8th. No, he's still 9th. He's trying to go around the outside of Adam Gleer. He can't do it. So 9th place still for Max Aitken on this recovery drive. Half a lap to go. And it's Jordan Chamberlain from Ed Brand and Oliver Myers. Connor Jupp just a little bit behind them in 4th place. Goes side by side now for 2nd place. Oliver Myers commits to the outside. No way through. Tucks back in behind and stays behind Ed Brand. Ed is in a sandwich here, trying to get a place, trying to hang on to a place, trying not to lose a place. Doesn't know which way to go here. He'll just be happy, I think, with 2nd. Or will he? No, he's going for the lead of the race. Into the final turn, the top 2 come together. He goes up the inside. Ed Brand and Jordan Chamberlain make contact, and they both go off. So the checkered flag comes out. It's completely mixed up the order, and Luke Varley wins the race from nowhere, from outside the top 6. That completely shuffled them up. And it was Ed Brand that triggered it. He went for the inside. He went for the lead. He got halfway alongside Jordan Chamberlain, who then turned in. And there was contact. The pair of them went out. They delayed everybody behind. So Luke Varley has won. Nicola Pico 2nd. Connor Jupp just about avoided the carnage ahead of him for 3rd. In 4th place was Josh White. Really good drive through the order, that. In 5th place, Max Aitken picked up 4 places on that last lap. So back to 5th for him. It wasn't too bad in the end. In 6th place was Markinen. 7th was Bartosuk. 8th was Price. Good drive from near the back of the field for Josh Price. A very good drive. Pozzoli was 9th. Smelt was 10th. Jane Dejar and Adam Gleer, I think, got delayed with that smash on the final corner. So they dropped out of the top 10, 11th and 12th. Bartholomew was 13th. And the one that really got seriously delayed by all of that, and he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, was Oliver Myers, who got pushed back down to 14th place in the end. Jose Pedro Faria got the kart going again, and he's been classified down there in 15th place. So that was a good comeback. So Luke Varley, who started that race in 20th place on the grid, wins for KMS Hungary. Started the final lap, I think, in 6th place, 6th or 7th on the start of the last lap, and he wins the race. Ed Brand just going for a 50-50 move going into that final corner. I think desperate to get pole rather than to be second on the grid. In the end, he's going to wind up 22nd on the grid. So Brand finishing 22nd, Chamberlain 25th in the race. There's the confirmation of the results on the screen. A dramatic end to the race. Luke Varley, the surprise winner, and he'll be on pole position for the final, the former world champion, the KMS Hungary driver. He won by 0.5 of a second from Nicola Pico. Connor Jupp was third. Josh White fourth. It turned out that being just that couple of kart lengths behind that lead group turned out to be a good thing for Connor Jupp because it gave him just enough time to avoid the carnage. Josh White was fourth. Max Aitken was fifth. Rupert Markkanen sixth. Lucas Bartosuk was seventh. Josh Price eighth. Xavier Pozzoli ninth. Sam Smelt 10th. Jay Najar 11th. Adam Glier 12th. Jack Bartholomew 13th. Oliver Myers 14th. Jose Pedro Ferreira recovering to 15th, Abdullah Al-Wahawi 16th, and Jeremy Lesoudier coming home then in 17th place. In 18th place was Jess Batman, number 226. Vincent Fraze coming home in 19th. Julien Fonguigi was 20th. Jakob Sandor 21st. Ed Brand going into the final corner was second. He went for the lead, it didn't work, and he ends up 22nd. Cameron Brown 23rd. And Glenn Rupp 24th. Jordan Chamberlain, who was leading going into the last corner, pushed wide and off the circuit, so he was 25th. Joshua Collins 26th. Maxim Kim 27th. Raya Haruka 28th. Reece Mallion 29th. Lucas Blaskowski was 30th. Julien Falchero was 2 laps down, 31st, and hardly doing a lap in the race was Philip Valenza, who was out early on in his karts in 32nd place. So that was the end to what was a very exciting, very dramatic, and I suppose slightly controversial end, you could say, to the seniors. And their final will be this afternoon at 13:30 hours. So we have one more race to come. We look forward shortly to talking you through the pre-final for DD2.